Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I want to be making some Halloween cards, and to do that I purchased some Halloween dies. So these are sweet Dixie dies. I don't have any Halloween themed dies in my die collection, so I thought it'd be nice to just buy a few different dies to use in my cards that I'll be making on my channel. And these are quite inexpensive. I got these from Create and Craft. They are sweet Dixie dies. They're very affordable and the designs are really nice. So I'll show you the dies that I picked up. This one is a really nice design, as you can see, and this one is called the Haunted House. I've actually just cut the back off. They come in a plastic packaging like this, and I just cut 3 sides like to create a door, so it's easy to access your die, and then you can put it back in here. But this die, let me get it out, is the first one I'll be using to make a card, and I think it's just such a nice design, and you can see the details on this. So that'll be probably the first die I'm going to use to create my card, and this one's called Haunted House. Then I have this one which is called Pumpkin Corner, and this one obviously has the pumpkin there, and again it's a really nice design, and it's perfect as a corner, but I think it can be used as a pocket as well. So there's that one. I also picked up this one which is Happy Haunting, and this one's just a bunch of words. So it says fantastic, happy haunting, have a spooktacular Halloween. So I thought that'd be nice to use as well on my cards. I'm sorry if it's giving off some glare. This one here is a really nice size, and this is the filigree coffin, and it's a really nice design, as you can see. And I've got a feeling I want to make a box and put this on the top, and that'd be a really nice way to use this die. So stay tuned for those projects and cards. And then finally, this is the largest one out of the lot, and this is Posable Skeleton, and you can see it's a skeleton, but it comes with a hat, bow tie and a pumpkin, which you can switch out and use as the head. My son Kian has actually already used this die. He got it out, he cut the skeleton out, and then he put it in his science book. So I thought it was nice for him to use, and all these pieces come apart separately, so you have to put it back, but it's a really nice one to use as a negative as well. So I'll be using that as well. So stay tuned, as I said, and let's get creating our first card. Okay, so for my first card I want to create a background using these Distress Oxide sprays. So I've got here the Spiced Marmalade, the Peeled Paint and the Wilted Violet, and I want to create a background to use my die on. So I've got some A5 watercolor card here, and I'm just going to create a background. So I've got it at this stage right now. As you can see, it looks really nice, very effective, and I can't wait to die cut it. So I'm going to leave it aside to dry, and I'm going to do some die cutting with my die. Okay, so here we have the piece that I've coloured, and these are a couple of pieces that I've cut out using some Tonic essential dyes, and I've also cut out a purple glitter card in a Tonic Studios die, and I'll put all the links below to where you can get a hold of these dies. So I want to get started in creating my card base, and I'm going to layer upon all the layers that I've got here. So I've just got some orange card here, and this card measures, let's have a look, is 5.5 by 5, and what I want to do to this is just want to kind of distress the edges a bit. So for that I'll be using my Nuvo hybrid ink, and this is Black Shadow, and because I don't want a harsh line, I just want a slight distressed look. I'll just be using a brush for this. So I'm going to pick up some ink on my brush, and I'm going to just go in and just catch the edges. Now I could have used my blending tool, but this gives a much softer edge rather than using a blending tool. So I just want like a nice soft edge, just so that your eyes are drawn in to the center of the card. I'm just going to go around. A bit more just there, and I think I want a bit darker just here. Okay, so that is the card base done, and the next layers I want to put on are, so I want to put this glittered layer there, and the sun's just beaming in right now, and then I want to add these two layers here. Now for these two that I've already cut out, I want to ink the edges, and for this I'll be using my blending tool. So I'm going to go in with this black ink. I just want to catch the edges just so that they look a bit more defined. I'm sorry, the sun's just beaming in right now. And you'll see it makes a difference when I put it against the larger piece. So you can see it just pops a bit more. So I'll be doing the same on this one. And with the Oxide sprays, the finish is very velvety, very chalky. So you can layer up more ink if you wanted. You can also stamp as well onto the coloured background, but that's not what I'll be doing. I've already cut out my die cut haunted house, so let's put those to a side. So that's my inking done for now. Just going to move them to a side, and I'm gonna layer up these sections here like so. In fact, before I layer these up, I want to show you the die cut. So this is the haunted house die, and this is what it cut out, and I think it looks amazing. Let me just grab some purple card here, and then it also cuts out this tiny little bat, which you can also add, and that looks really great on purple background as well. So I'm going to get those stuck down. So I'm actually going to stick that house on first. And I want it kind of just about there. And I'm thinking I also got out this Nuvo embellishment mousse, and I wanted to catch the edges. I'm actually going to do that and see how it looks. Worst case scenario, I'll just cut out another one of these. But what I wanted to do, just get a bit of the mousse and then just catch a bit of the edge, and I think that looks quite nice. There is no right or wrong way of using products. You just, you know, just do whatever you want, really. Yeah, and I think I quite like that. Just catching the edge. Just ever so slightly. Give it a bit of interest, and I definitely want to catch that ghost. Maybe the bottom here. So the products I'll be using, I'll put a list below for you if you're interested. And I think that looks quite effective. I think I want to put a bit more at the bottom here. Yeah, that looks really great. Maybe a bit more on the ghosty. Little ghosty there. So that's how that looks, and it will go into your nails, but it washes off fine, so don't worry too much. So maybe a tiny bit on this little roof here. You can really get carried away and play, but when you've got products, why not? Okay, so that's how that looks, nice, distressed and spooky. So let's put that to a side, and all I'm going to do with this is just mount it onto my first layer here, and for this I'll just be using some Craft Tacky glue from Tonic Studios, and I'm just gonna, this is a fine nozzle, so I'm just gonna add my glue onto the back of here and here, and stick this down about there. I've got a tiny bit off my fingers just there. So that's how that's looking. And then one more thing I want to do before I put this away, I've got a water brush here with some water in, and I want to try this out. So because the ink I've used is water reactive, I want to see if it creates any sort of light. If I kind of pick up, yeah, it lightens it up. So I'm just gonna go into these windows and pick out some of that ink, and can you see how it lightens it up? Because it's an oxide spray, it reacts to water and it lightens up what's there. So that's a nice little thing. And then just a bit here, like that, and then just here where the door is, and I think that looks really great. Pick up a bit more just there, so that looks fabulous. So I'm going to put this to aside for a second and work on my card base. So the first layer I'm going to just put down with some double-sided tape, and that's just really easy. So I had to bust out some of this glitter card because I thought it just adds a tiny bit of sparkle, not too much, and it just looks nice. That's going to go on there. Then I've got this layer here, and I think I'm going to have this going on again with double-sided tape, because I want the last layer to be on dimensional. So when you're adding card to glitter, always add a bit of wet glue, otherwise it will eventually drop off. So I'm going to add a bit of glue here and add that to the center of there. So I've just got a tiny bit of glitter showing through. And this bit here, I think I want this on foam pads, so got a bit of water. So that's the back of that. Looks like a hot mess, but nobody's going to see the back. And I'm just going to add a few foam pads just to give it a bit of lift. And then I'm going to take the backing off, and we're going to get this stuck down. I hate taking backing off these pesky foam pads. Oh, it's the worst thing. Okay, and then last couple. Okay, so I want a bit of glue on here because I want this to stay on forever, and this will just sit here quite central like that. And then I've got my other little tiny bat, which I haven't done anything to, and I think it's screaming out for a bit of this Nuvo mousse. So I'm just gonna touch the wings ever so slightly and stick this on. So probably want it just off there to the side. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue, give it a bit of shape, and add that on there. That's how that looks. I think that looks really great. And then I've also die cut out Happy Haunting from one of the die sets that I've shown you before. So I've got a Happy Haunting here, so I'm gonna just quickly add a bit of glue. So I've got some scrap card here. This is the easiest way I find of gluing down words on projects. So let's kind of get them central and see where I want it. So we'll have happy and then haunting just there. Get my glue on there. And this glitter card is a very dark purple kind of a colour. And I want to get it as central as possible. And that, my friends, finishes the card. I just want to probably lighten up that door a bit more. So let's go in with a bit more of this. You can carry on adding water actually, because I've used watercolor card, so it's not gonna tear. But that is my Happy Haunting first Halloween card for this year. So I'll be making a few more, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but I really enjoyed the process of making this beautiful card. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.